Hello everyone. In today's class, we will study power. Power is the ability or capacity to do work. It is ability or capacity to do work. Power is work done upon time, or you can write vector F dot S upon time. Displacement upon time is what? Velocity. Or you can write it as vector F dot vector V. Vector F dot vector V. SI unit is watt or joule per second. Watt symbol is W and it is a scalar quantity, or joule per second. Other units are kilowatt and horsepower. Other units are kilowatt. 1 kilowatt is equal to 1000 watt, and HP. HP stand for horsepower. Horsepower. ठीक है, तो horsepower is 746 watt. 1 horsepower is 746 watt. If this is an instrument, suppose it is a motor or anything else, it takes some supply power in input and performs some and supply some power in output. So the efficiency, eta stand for efficiency of the instrument, your machine. Efficiency is the ratio of the output power to the input power into 100%. Efficiency is the ratio of the output power to the input power into 100%. Let's do a question on it. There is a tank of mass volume 30 meter cube at a height 50 meter from the ground. There is a tank of volume 30 meter cube at a height 50 meter from the ground. A motor of efficiency 25% take 15 minutes to fill the tank. A motor of efficiency 25% take 15 minutes to fill the tank. What is the input power? तो बच्चे, in output you have to find input power. So here output is that the water is stored in the tank and it possesses now potential energy. So what is the potential energy of water stored in tank? That is equal to mgh. Mass is density into volume, gh. Density of water is 10 raised to power 3. That must be known to you. Air की density होती है 1 kg per meter cube and density of water is 10 raised to power 3 kg per meter cube. Volume of water is stored in the tank is equal to the volume of tank, 30, gravity is 10 and height is 50 meter. So it will become 5 3 15 into 10 raised to power 6. This much joule. 5 3 15 into 10 raised to power 6 joule. This container is filled by the motor as output. So output power of the motor is energy upon time. Energy upon time. Energy is 15 into 10 raised to power 6 upon which time is 15 minutes. So 15 into 60 seconds, it will become 100 by 60 into 10 raised to power 4. 100 by 60 into 10 raised to power 4. 5 by 3 into 10 raised to power 4 watt. Now, what was the efficiency? Efficiency is given to you 25%. But efficiency is the ratio of output power to the input power into 100%. So input power is output power upon 100 into 100 upon 25. So output power is 5 by 3 into 10 raised to power 4 into 4. That's the input power. That's the input power. Now, the next topic is collision. The next topic is collision. Collision is said to take place whenever it is said to take place whenever there is impact between the two bodies. There is impact between two bodies, or there is change in direction of one body by the influence of another body, or there is change in direction of one body by the influence of another body. मतलब एक बॉडी के मोशन की वजह से अगर दूसरी बॉडी कांप भी गई है, थोड़ी सी डिस्टर्ब भी हो गई, दैट्स ऑल्सो अ पार्ट ऑफ कोलिजन. बिफोर मूविंग टुवर्ड्स द टाइप्स ऑफ कोलिजन, there is one more term, coefficient of restitution. Coefficient of restitution. Its symbol is E. Its symbol is E. Let us suppose there is a body of mass m1 having velocity u1, another body of mass m2 having velocity u2. These body undergoes head-on collision, and after collision the body of mass u1 is moving with velocity v1, and the body of mass u2 is moving with velocity v2. After collision, the body of mass v1 is moving with v1 and the body of mass m2 is moving with velocity v2. So, in this figure, what is the velocity of approach before collision? Velocity of approach before collision. In this, the first ball is chasing the second ball and hit it. Before collision, it is equal to u1 minus u2. According to this figure, velocity of separation after collision is you can see in the diagram that v2 is the ball 2 is moving with velocity v2 and the ball of mass m1 is moving with velocity v1. So velocity of separation after collision is v2 minus v1. So what is E? E is the coefficient of restitution. It is the ratio of velocity of separation after collision, to the velocity of approach before collision. To the velocity of approach before collision. That is, it is always equal to v2 minus v1 upon u1 minus u2, where v2 and v1 are the velocity of the object 2 and 1 respectively just after collision, and u2 and u1 are the initial velocity of ball 2 and 1 just before collision. ठीक है, तो E is the ratio of v2 minus v1 to the u1 minus u2. Let's do a question on it. A body is dropped from 5-meter height it bounces back to it bounces back to 1.8 meter after collision with the ground. After collision with the ground. Find E. Find E. E stands for coefficient of restitution. देखिए बच्चे, question is a ball is dropped from 5 meter height. Here the velocity of the ball will definitely be 0 because it is dropped. Just before the collision, I am assuming the first object to be the ball, or body, whatever it is, and the second object to be the floor. Whether the collision occur or not occur, floor will be always at rest. So in this case, u2 is always 0 and v2 is 0. u1 is the initial velocity of body 1 just before collision, and v1 is the velocity of the first body just after collision. It bounces back to 1.8 meter. That's the question. So before applying the formula of coefficient of restitution, you just find u1 and v1. Let us name A, B, C, D. In A, B, if you apply the third equation, v square is equal to u square plus 2as, then you will find u1 का square is equal to 0 का square plus 2g, displacement is 5. It will become u1 is equal to 10 meter per second. If I put g as 10, so u1 will come to be your 10 meter per second. In CD, if you apply v square is equal to u square plus 2as, then 0 का square is equal to v1 का square plus 2 minus g into s is 1.8. From here, v1 comes to be your 6 meter per second. So what is the coefficient of restitution? Coefficient of restitution is v2 minus v1 upon u1 minus u2. Second object is the flow. So when flow is always at rest, so E will become minus v1 upon u1. ठीक है? Minus v1 is in the upward direction. You can see in the figure, v1 is in the upward direction, so its value will be positive. So it will be plus 6 upon u1 is in the downward direction, so its value will be negative, so minus 10. So 0.6 is the coefficient of restitution. So generally E always lie between 0 to 1. Although it can be equal to 0, it can be equal to 1. In special cases, that is the superelastic collision, it can be more than 1 also. But generally E always lie between 0 to 1. Types of collision. There are 4 to 5 types of collision, but we have to focus only on the 3 types of collision. First, elastic collision. It is a collision in which the momentum, kinetic energy are conserved. It is a collision in which both momentum and kinetic energy are conserved. It is a collision in which both momentum and kinetic energy are conserved. Although momentum is conserved in all type of collisions, inelastic collision, perfectly inelastic collision. But in perfectly inelastic collision, what happens? Kinetic energy is lost. Kinetic energy is lost. But suppose these are the two bodies, m1u1, m2u2. Before collision. After collision, they stick to each other and behave like a same body and move with the same velocity. If the collision is perfectly inelastic, then both the bodies stick to each other and move with the same velocity. Perfectly inelastic collision में क्या होता है बच्चे? Both the bodies stick to each other and moves with same velocity. Only kinetic energy, only momentum is conserved. टोटल एनर्जी इज ऑल्सो कंजर्व बट नॉट काइनेटिक एनर्जी. यहाँ पर हम बेसिकली मोमेंटम और काइनेटिक एनर्जी पर ज्यादा फोकस रखते हैं. हियर मोमेंटम इज कंजर्व, मोमेंटम इज कंजर्व, नॉट काइनेटिक एनर्जी, नॉट काइनेटिक एनर्जी. थर्ड इज जो जनरल केस होता है जो प्रैक्टिकली पॉसिबल है. फॉर इलास्टिक कोलिजन E is 1, for perfectly inelastic collision E is 0, and the third is inelastic collision. जैसे आपका प्रीवियस वाले एग्जांपल में हुआ था. इनइलास्टिक कोलिजन, इन इनइलास्टिक कोलिजन just momentum is conserved, momentum and total energy are conserved, not kinetic energy. Kinetic energy losses. m1v1 m2v2. इसे बॉडीज का आपस में स्टिक करना जरूरी नहीं है. In such condition E always lie between 0 to 1. This is a practically possible case. 100% elastic and 100% perfectly inelastic collision are not possible. So in this only momentum is conserved. Collision in which only momentum is conserved, not kinetic energy. Not kinetic energy. Just like this case. But the only difference in these two are that in this case bodies stick to each other. यहाँ पर बॉडी आपस में चिपकना जरूरी नहीं है. ठीक है. Total energy is conserved. Total energy is conserved. Let's do a question on this. Two bodies of mass m and 3m moving in a straight line but in opposite direction. Moving in a straight line but in opposite direction. But in opposite direction undergoes head-on collision. But in opposite direction. Opposite direction undergoes head-on collision. Head-on collision with E is equal to 1 by 2. E is equal to 1 by 2. Find the velocity of the ball, your bodies after collision. Find velocity of the ball just after collision. Just after collision. So बच्चे, first of all draw the diagram. What do you want to say? That there are two bodies of mass m and 3m moving in a straight line but in opposite direction. u1 velocities are given to you with velocity let's suppose 3v and v. With velocity 3v and v. ठीक है. तो u1 is 3v and u2 is v. Initial velocities are given to you in the question. They collide with each other and after collision, let's suppose small m is moving with velocity v1 and the 3m is moving with velocity v2. I am assuming both to be moving in the positive direction. अगर मेरा assumption गलत होगा तो वैल्यू अपने आप v1 और v2 में से जो भी मेरी assumption गलत होगा उसकी वैल्यू अपने आप नेगेटिव आ जाएगा. सो बच्चे, apply conservation of momentum. Apply conservation of momentum. m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. m into में 3v plus 3m into में minus v. Why minus v? Because it is towards the left. Why minus v? Because it is towards the left. Is equal to m into v1 plus 3m into v2. So this term will become 0 is equal to m v1 plus 3m v2. So from here v1 plus 3v2 will be 0. v1 plus 3v2 will be equal to 0. Also there is the equation of E is equal to v2 minus v1 upon u1 minus u2. E is equal to v2 minus v1 upon u1 minus u2. So what is E? v2 is v2 here, v1 is v1 upon में u1 is 3v and u2 is minus v. Why minus? Because it is in the left side, opposite direction. So E is given to you 1 by 2. It will be v2 minus v1 upon 4v. 2v is equal to v2 minus v1. Now you have two equations and two variables. Solve equation 1 and 2 to get the value of v1 and v2. ठीक है? Solve 1 and 2 to get v1 and v2.